end of the weight, Skip, because if we possess the football, that limits their opportunity of being on the football field. And so he understands he has to be better. And as he said, is that, okay, Dak is normally the more vocal of the leaders. He's the quarterback, and he normally, but, you know, I want to take on a bigger role in that aspect now that Dak's not in the locker room. But in the process of doing that, Skip, your play's got to be exemplary. Can't turn it over. You really, Zeke's going to have to start having a couple of these Derrick Henry type of days in order for them to get to where they need to be and him to be the type of leader that he wants to be, because that's normally not his role. And when you say, I'm going to step up and be a leader, Skip, you got to step and be a leader with your play, not with words, because they all say, bruh, what you talking about? You just put the ball on the ground twice. Oh, so I get what Zeke is coming from. I understand that he's like, man, no Dak, no question. Dak is the unquestioned leader of that team. And I think Jerry's starting to find out, Skip, you know what? It's not just play on the field that's valuable to the Cowboys. You look at that, well, he hadn't won but one playoff game in Detroit. No, some things you can't put a price tag on. Leadership is one of those things, Skip. So now Jerry's starting to see, like, damn, Dak was doing more in this locker room than I previously thought. He wasn't just doing stuff on the football field. And so that's where that's going to bubble its head. But, Zeke, hey, okay, you said what you said. I got to do a better job of securing the football. I got to do a better job of running the football. Now just go out and do it. No more apologies, no more talking. Just go perform.
As much as I love Dak Prescott, and as much as I believed he was the heart and soul of this team, the face of the franchise, the leader of that locker room, what I can't defend about what was happening with Dak Prescott was over his last 17 games, this team was 6-11. Something's wrong, something's missing. Even his leadership couldn't propel this team to greater heights.
But guess what you didn't have? You didn't have guys leaking information saying the coaches didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Okay. I assume those are defensive players. You did too, correct?
Yes, yes.
This defense is on pace to be the worst defense in points allowed in the history of professional football. I do believe they've mutinied on Mike Nolan. That's why I told you yesterday it's time for Jerry to drop the mic, as in drop Mike Nolan, as in let's go forward with the new or the old voice. Chris Richard's sitting out there getting paid, I assume, by the Dallas Cowboys, doesn't have another job.
Right.
Actually interviewed, excuse me, for the head coaching job with the Giants before Joe Judge got it. I miss him. I miss Rod Marinelli.
That's a whole different scheme.
Okay, I got it. But as I told you yesterday, I sit back and think, wait a second, on that defense are 6 players who have made the Pro Bowl. 6? And you're historically bad. I mean, all-time worst.
Right.
Really? After 6 games, you've allowed more points than any team since the 61 Oakland AFL Raiders. Really?
The second year of existence. They came in at 60.
2-12, playing at Candlestick Park across the bay from Oakland. Okay, just stop it.
Right.
Okay, so is Zeke a natural-born leader? Well, I never saw him like that.
No, I don't view him as that.
Has he had his off-the-field issues? Yes, he has. Did that lose some of his cachet in the locker room as a leader? Probably it lost a little bit, although I've always told you, I viewed Michael Irvin as the leader of those 90s Cowboys, and trust me, off the field, he had way more issues than Zeke ever thought about having. Okay. I read all these quotes. I watch the video. He apologized to the team. Okay, that's a start. I promised them I'm going to turn this thing around. Okay, I like to hear that. But in watching him say it, the words ring hollow to me because in the end, I don't hear a lot of passion. When you have deep pride in what you do, it usually detonates in defeat, anger. You have rage that you're not going to let this happen again. And it comes out when the media questions you because you get defensive about their negative questions. You felt that occasionally. You won mostly in your career, but you know how that feels to be cross-examined at your locker after the game. These are obviously Zoom interviews, but you're on the hot seat. And people are looking sideways at you like, what you got? Well, what he's got is, I apologize, and you know, I got to do better. Okay, we get it. But I still say, since you got your money, I haven't seen you play with that rage that you used to play with. I haven't seen rookie. I haven't seen second year. I haven't seen third year rage, where I want Mike Tomlin. Remember what Zeke did to Mike Tomlin when he was a rookie at Pittsburgh? Remember that? Well, now I have to listen to Mike Tomlin rave, not rage, R-A-V-E, about Derrick Henry, saying he's never seen anything like this. The size, the strength, and the sprinter speed.
Right.
Well, I want to hear people talk about 225-pound Ezekiel Elliott the same way. We can't stop him at the line of scrimmage. We can't catch him when he breaks through.
Right.
Okay, I don't hear that anymore. I told you yesterday, I don't see sudden. I don't see explosive. I see the numbers just dwindling right before my very eyes. And to your point, in the end, here's my least favorite stat of the year so far. Zeke has lost more fumbles, 4 in 133 carries, than the 9 other backs of the top 10 rushers have lost combined in 1,104 touches. So 9 other guys have touched it 1,100 times.
Right.
And they've only lost 3 balls. You know, they've lost 3 fumbles.
Right.
He's lost 4 in 133 carries.
Right.
That's just wrong.
Right. It's mental now, Skip.
Yeah.
It's in his head.
Okay.
And plus, guys tackle the football. They're like, oh, he'll give it up. So, hey, let's get a hand. Hey. And so now, Skip, you're going to get guys trying to tackle and rip the ball at the same time. Ain't no more just trying to get Zeke on the ground. Because we can get the ball out. He'll give it to us. But I think the thing is, Skip, is sometimes everybody is not meant to be a speaker. Because I believe there are a lot of people that could have said exactly what Dr. King said, and it wouldn't have had the same impact. And some people could have said the exact same thing with JFK or Winston Churchill. It's just some people have a way with words, or great orators, or extemporaneous speakers. That's not Zeke. That's not who he is.
Hey, when you're talking about Dr. King, he is the one and only.
Yeah, and that's the thing with speaking. It's about cadence. It's about, you know, being able to get to a point and then your voice rises and then it falls. And then it rises, you know, Zeke is just monotone. Apologize to the guys. You know I got to do better.
It's like this. It's like it's
right. Right.
Okay. Just go do it. Just go crash through the line. You got mostly backups playing.
Right.
You're going to Washington.
Right.
They're not very good.
No.
It's a pick-em game.
Right.
The NFC, at least, is not even started yet. You got a chance to go win it for what it's worth, which is about a nickel. But still, you got Cam Irving coming back at left tackle now in place of Brandon Knight. And Cam Irving did start 8 games for the Chiefs last year, so he's decent. And he just got well. He's been sick and hurt, and so he just came back. So he's going to replace the undrafted free agent at left tackle who's got a knee issue. It's going to cost him a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden, Randy Gregory is back. Well, in 2018, he had 6 sacks. He can fly off the edge. I think he will help them. God bless him. I'm knocking on wood for him that he can stay eligible. Right. Sean Lee is back. I think he's going to try to play. Would it help a little bit? He used to be the leader of the defense. Right. I thought Gerald McCoy was going to take over as the leader this year, and you know what happened. Right. He tore his quad in the preseason, and he's gone for the year. Okay. So who are the leaders of this team? Well, the biggest leader, obviously, is gone for the year at the quarterback position. Correct. So who is it? Is it Mike McCarthy? Is it Mike Nolan? I don't think so. Nope. Is it Jerry Jones is now the leader of the team? I hope not. Skip, I just think the biggest thing is they just need to play better from a defensive perspective. That's all you got to do. Just do your assignment. If you do your Skip, sometimes they get, now the other team, and I used to tell, Mike all the time, I said, Mike, they get paid too now. You know, Broncos are not the only ones that pay. But if you beat me and I'm doing my responsibility, I'm doing my assignment, Skip, I can live with that. But I cannot live, and coaches cannot live, if it's something that we've coached you to do. Okay, the wide receiver goes in to crack the safety. If you see that as a corner, what you're supposed to do, Skip? You're supposed to replace right now. You're the force, because the wide receiver is taking away force. Now you become force. Skip, that's one-on-one. But guess what? Somehow, DB standing around looking like, hey, what's going on? You do realize if you allow somebody with the ball into the space that where you're standing, that's a touchdown. So it does you no good to tackle him in the end zone, Skip. I agree. In the end, much of defense is just desire, but it's also fundamentals. Right. There are fundamental reactions that you have to have. Right. I don't see it at all. It's been a joke so far.
And like I said, and I think the thing is that if you know your assignment, Skip, if you hesitate, you're beat. So if I know, and that's the thing, because I've seen rookies come in with immense talent, but they're not familiar with the offensive defense, Skip.